Perfect. All right. So, do you have your notes from chapter 2 in front of you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. So I don't remember the number, but there is one that talks about the process to add, to increase or decrease. Um, and what is the first step that both of those say? While you're looking at that, I'm going to go ahead and open up the page so I can reference the exact number. Chapter 2. Okay, so it's number 3 and number 4. So what does letter A for number 3 and number 4 say?
Multiplying.
Yeah, okay. So we're first to multiply by the percentage. Okay. So give me a number, any number, like a kind of good even number between, like, let's say 100 and 1,000.
100.
Okay, cool. So if 100 is our original number, okay, um, and then give me a number anywhere between 5 and 10.
9.
9. Okay, cool. So let's say we want to increase or decrease by 9%. Okay. The first step is to multiply by 9%. And so what is 9% as a decimal?
0.9.
Close. Okay, we're going to move our decimal place over and then add the 0. So if you did 0.9, then that would actually be 90%. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the 0.09. That will be our 9%. Okay, and what do we get? You know what? Actually, hold on one second. Let's change our number because 9% of 100 is 9. I don't want you to get confused. So let's make this a multiple. Let's make it 400. Okay. So instead of 100, let's make it 400. So now what is 400 times 0.09?
36.
Cool. Okay. So our percentage is 36. Now, if we're increasing, of course, we're going to add. If decreasing, we're going to subtract. Okay. So 400 plus 36 would be 436, or 400 minus 36 is 364. Check my math on that for me, please.
Yes, it is.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so the first step number 1 is the same thing for either way. Okay, we're going to first figure out what that percentage is, and then the second step, we're going to either increase or decrease. That should tell us whether we're going to add or subtract. Okay, so let's do another one. And I'm going to give us a 2.5%. Okay, and let's say 2,450. Okay, it's our original number. So increase, decrease. So our first step is to multiply. So what is 2.5% as a decimal?
0.25.
Okay, so what I want you to do is actually go ahead and draw and put that 0 in. So we did the same thing. We had the 0 on the wrong side of the decimal. And so we just want to make sure that we have 0. The 0 right here before the decimal, it's kind of imaginary. It exists, but we don't usually draw it. And so we typically are going to go ahead and just do the point 0 to 5. Something else you might be able to do is, let me see if my calculator does this. Maybe not. Let's see. No, no, my calculator does not do it. Sometimes if you put in 2.5 and you hit the percent button, sometimes the calculator will automatically convert it to 0.025. But mine doesn't do it on my computer, so I don't want to show you that. But go ahead and let's multiply the 2,450 times 0.025.
61.25.
Okay, cool. So 61.25. And so now that's the percentage change. And so if we go 2,450 plus 61.25, 25,000, I'm sorry, 2,500, 11.25, and then we'll also subtract that's going to be 0.75. Let me use my calculator. 2, 3, 8, 8. Okay. So in looking at your quizzes, we have questions number 11, 12, and then 13 is a double step. So this is what we just kind of covered over was going to be questions number 11 and 12. What do you have written down in your notes page for question number 6?
First line of the P&L, sales minus expenses.
Okay, so not minus expenses, just it should be just sales only. And then what about your second, third, and fourth line?
The second line of the P&L, food plus beverage.
Okay, cool. And the third
And
line?
for the third one is gross profit.
Okay, good.
And for the fourth one is labor costs.
Okay.
And for the bottom line is other expenses.
Okay, so the bottom line would be profit and loss.
Okay.
Okay, so you'll use that question number. Excuse me, you'll use that question to answer number question 10 on your quiz.
Okay.
And then let me go over a scenario like number 13 so that you have a reference for that. Let's see. Okay, cool. Let's use the same example that we have here. And so in this case, we're going to be asking for a decrease. Okay. The question, let me write it in a different color so it stands out. Okay. The overall question is asking for the sales, the projected sales in 2024. Okay. But originally we have our 2023 food cost. Okay. And we want to do a 2.5% decrease. The first thing we have to do is find our decrease, which is what we already did. Okay. The second step in this particular question, like number 13 on your quiz, is if we draw our triangle, okay, cost is 2,388.75. Okay. And we're looking for our sales number. So we're going to cover that up. And the question says we want to maintain a 30% food cost. Okay. So the first step is what we did, we decreased. And now since we have the decrease, the new profit projected forecasted decrease, we can take that number, $2,388.75. We can divide it by the 0.30. And I only do the zeros in the little dots only because, again, you don't have to put the zero in the calculator. You can if you want to, but you don't have to because it's assumed that it's there. So if we do that and we divide by 0.3, what number do you get?
$796.25.
Okay. So in dollars and cents, it's $7,962.50. Nice. That's how you would do that number 13 problem on the quiz. It's going to give you the historical data. Okay. So let me highlight. So the historical data from last year, the food cost. It's also going to give you the percentage that you want to decrease. Okay. And then it's also going to give you the percentage. So in this case, it's 30%. So you'll use this example, but put in the numbers from question number 13.
Okay.
Okay. And then just remember that the first step we want to do is we want to multiply by the percentage that's given. And then if we are decreasing, anytime we decrease, the number should be less than the original number. If we're increasing by a percentage, then that number should, we're forecasting by increasing, and the new number should always be larger than the original number.
Okay.
Okay, so I gave you one extra attempt. So if you want to try it one more time, if there's still anything you're having issues with, um, just let me know. I'll be on here Zoom until 5 o'clock. But let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and end the session for right now. So that way I can process the video and I can email it to you as a link. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to log off. I'm going to log right back in, but that way I can start processing the video.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.